Cheers. I already popped the can open. Cheers to my seekers. This video is going to be about how to live off grid. And I want to get it right, so I'm going to read my notes. The off-grid life. Finding balance between solitude and connection. How do you do that? Well, first I did a lot of watching on YouTube the other day, in the last couple of days, watching these YouTubers that live off grid. You know, Joe Bungalow and you know, Johnny Oak or whatever. These guys, and they're out there and they've got their 50 acres of land. And they got their beautiful cabin and you know, and their little fireplace going. They got their dog and they're showing this rustic lifestyle that they're living. And they're showing you how to live, how they created their lifestyle. Okay. And I was watching this one guy. I'm not gonna say who he is, but I'm going, whatever. Delete. I'm watching this one guy. He's got one house that he built, and he's got another cabin that he built, and he's got a turbine in there that's making electricity because it's a stream coming by. And then he's got solar panels, you know, in the opening of the video. This is hilarious. The opening of the video is him driving his brand new Ford F-150 down this dirt road, you know, for a mile or so to his retreat. Spoiler alert, you're not living off grid. You're living off of money from YouTube is what you're doing, so you can live like that. It's a luxury. Because he also, the way the videos are being produced, you're doing these aerial shots with aerial cameras and Vista shots and 3-point. That takes technology, and that takes a little bit of smarts and how to shoot cameras and how to edit. And you know, unless you're sending that out to an editor, which I don't think he is, he's probably got a really, really nice editing bay somewhere that probably costs about $25,000. You are not living off grid. You're saying you're living off grid so you can get YouTube viewers. And then I looked onto his viewing, his subscribers. He's got like 1,700,000 subscribers. Yeah, dude, you're living off grid. No, you're getting a fat paycheck from YouTube so you can live that way. So can we be honest? And let's pull this back. And I am going to tell you and show you, explain to you how I would live off grid and how you can live off grid. You start small. You start with baby steps. You find a retreat, you find a cabin, you find a place up in North Carolina that has where you can rent a cabin and you can bring the family for 3 days a month or 3 days every 2 or 3 months or a couple of days or 1 day a week, whatever you want to do. Here's the secret to living away from the connections and away from the technology. Do not bring it with you. Don't bring it with you. Go into the cabin and try to live as off-grid as possible. Don't answer the phone. Let it go to voicemail. Tell people you're going to be away for a while. You're not going to answer the phone. Okay? Don't be ordering pizza if you're living in the cabin. Try to live as organic as you can, as natural as you can in that cabin, okay? In that time and space. I talk about time and space a lot in our life. So compartmentalize yourself and say, I'm going to take this time and space, and I'm going to live like this. I'm not going to live all frantically and be all sucked into society and all into the craziness of our world. You don't have to go out to Ireland and buy 100 acres and be a recluse. Because here's the problem about being reclusive. When you're reclusive and you become a recluse, you become internally damaged because you're not socializing. You're not You're not connected with human beings. We as human beings need to be connected to other human beings. We're not hermits. We can't live on an island by ourselves. If we did, we'd go crazy. We have to have something to communicate with. That's why if you watch the Tom Hanks movie and he makes friends with his volleyball because he's starting to go crazy. So all these people have to say, well, want to live off the grid. Well, it's not possible to live off the grid in the society that we have today. It's almost impossible. There's too much intrusion from the real world to live in a make-believe world. So I'm not saying you can't live off the grid part of the time. I'm saying that you need to have a happy medium between your responsibilities as an adult and responsibilities as a human being in our society today with what you would like to have in your world now, okay? Back to taking the retreat. Retreats are very beneficial for your mental and your physical health. I used to go to a retreat a number of years ago, and I remember when I was leaving the driveway, when I was getting in my van and I was going to drive to the retreat, which is 2 hours away from where I lived, I remember how I felt, the relief of all the chatter and all the connections and all the social pressures were actually starting to go way out of me as I literally was backing out of the driveway to go to the retreat. And as I'm driving down the freeway, going down the road, traveling to the retreat I was going to, I could feel that release. I could feel mentally and physically. I could feel that healing process just starting. I wasn't even there yet. And then when I went down, when I got on the property and I'm going down this country road and going down this dirt road, and I'm leaving the society, the pressures of society behind me, and I'm going down this meandering road for, 30 minutes because the retreat's way, way back, tucked way back in the woods. As I was going to that retreat, I could feel the stress relieving from my chest. I could feel the stress from my mind. I just felt so much. And when I got to the gate, when I literally got to the gate, and I pushed the button, and the person from the front desk, not front desk, from the retreat went, "Are you a member?" And I says, "I am." And I gave her my name, and the gate opened. It was like, oh my God, this is so nice. This is so peaceful. And when I walked in, it was a completely different world in there. The people looked different. People looked healthy. People looked at peace. That's what's great about a retreat, because you see the benefits of it when you go there, and you take the benefits with you when you leave there. That's why I'm not totally sold on living off grid, because when you live off grid, you're ignoring reality. You're creating a different reality. And can you live in that different reality? Let's say you have a wife and you have kids and the kids get sick, or your wife is pregnant. She's got to give birth. Are you going to do that old school? Are you going to give birth naturally there? Are you going to do that? Is that how far you want to go with it? And if you go that far with it, you're literally dropping out of society. You're dropping out of our society. And that's not a good thing. So that's what I would recommend about going to a retreat. Okay? Find a retreat. Here's another way to live off-grid, partially off-grid, or the stress from living on the treadmill, on the grid, in our society, is separation. Separation is really, really important. And being united again, or being together again, is really important. That's why they say what's the word I'm looking for? Mind freeze. Absence. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. I have a neighbor. They're really good friends of mine. Let's call them Bill and Mary. They're really good friends of mine. They've been great neighbors for I don't know, 40 years. And what they do every year, twice a year, Bill goes on his retreat and Mary goes on her retreat. What they do, they don't do it together. They do it separately. They do it a couple times a year. And they come back refreshed because they're giving themselves time to be by themselves, be just by themselves. And what's great about that, when you're by yourself long enough, you start appreciating who you have in your life. And it makes their relationship, their bond to themselves, their love for themselves stronger. And they've been together for like 40 years. And that's an amazing thing. It's just an amazing thing that they do. I don't know where they learned that. I don't know how they started doing that. But I'm just saying, if you're a couple, if you're a married couple, or if you're just a couple, spend time away from each other. And I mean totally away from each other. Don't be away. I'm in the mountains, honey, and you call every night. That's not being away. Tell your significant other, I am going to be, this is my location, this is where I'm going to be, this is my contact information. If there's an emergency, I understand that. But let them know that I am going to be completely by myself, my own solitude. I'm going to be disconnected just with myself for the next 3 days. So here is the key, the magic bullet about living off grid. It's about separation. That is the golden, what am I looking for? That is the golden rule, or the aspiration, or the desire, or the seeking of the individual that wants to live off grid. It's about separation. It's not about living off grid. It's not about being completely dropped out of society. It's not about getting away from people, getting away from technology. It all boils down to separation. And I was talking earlier about going to my retreat and getting there and feeling that feeling as I'm driving down the road. It's a disconnection. It's a separation. It's an avoidance. But separation, I think, is the best word. It's a separation or a cut away from the umbilical cord of all the stuff in society. So you got to find a balance between separating yourself from that and getting yourself so soaked into living off the grid that now that becomes your issue. Because no matter what you do, you're going to have these issues in life. So when I was talking about the couple, Bill and Mary, during their separation vacations separately, doing their retreats separately, it's about separation. So think about your family for a second. You're going to go on a retreat together. That's fine. That's fine to do that collectively. It's a learning process for the kids. It's a bonding for the whole family. That's a unity thing. That's a tight unity thing, which you can do as a getaway. But we were talking about, getting back to the message on this video. We were talking about getting completely removed from society, which is, you can't do that. You just can't. So finding a balance between living in our hectic world, our crazy world, and living off the grid out in the middle of the tundra with the bears, there's got to be a happy balance there. So when I go back to saying it's about separation. So when I was going to my retreat, I was separating myself momentarily from my ordinary life. I wasn't getting rid of my ordinary life because I like my life. I like what I'm doing. I like who I am. I like what I'm creating. I like a lot about that life. I don't want to get rid of that life, but I do need to separate myself from that life in order to realize and understand how valuable that life is and how important that life is to me. By going to a retreat, by doing that separation, you see that. Your mind is open, your eyes are open, your spirit, your essence, everything opens up for you when you get away from that. And then if you're at the retreat long enough, you want to get away from that. So we're never totally happy with one particular state of mind, one particular way of living. We get bored. Of course, we're creative creatures. We get bored. And we're seekers. We are seekers. So look at it as a separation, not a permanent. I'm gonna go live in a cave, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna fish and and you will go nuts. And somebody will find you someday, and you're gonna be this Hubble guy with a beard, sitting on a stump somewhere, like a what are those guys? Trolls. You'd be like one of those guys. Oh, so find a happy medium. That is the answer to the question in this video. Find a separation that you can do on a regular basis. It could be the garden. It could be you and your significant other not being together for a while. It could be you and your children. Because children can really drag you into that society that you're sucked into. Because you got a big responsibility there. Find a way to separate from your children long enough to bring your sanity back as you. You need to worry about you. So I'm bringing this video to an end. Sit down. Sit down. To my seekers, and to my followers, and to everybody that watches this video. Sit down and write down what you would like to do to separate yourself from the life you're living now. Not permanently. A temporary separation. 3 days, 4 days, a week. Okay? What would you like to do? Well, I want to go lay on the beach for 3 days. Well, I want to go in the cabin for 3 days. I want to take a trip to Europe. I want to take a cruise. I want to just go out in the woods and be with nature. And listen to the squirrels. I want to go fishing for 3 days. Or I just want to be in my garden and pull weeds and listen to the birds. Find something that makes you harmonious with nature. Find something that brings you back, grounds you to nature. That's part of the Common Point philosophy. Find something. When you find it, separate your reality, your world today into that space momentarily, not permanently. That will heal you when you come back into your regular reality. That's separation. Don't bring the luggage with you. I don't want to hear, I'm going to have a working vacation. No. No working vacations. It's either vacation or work. The two do not mix. Because you say to yourself, I'm taking the kids and the wife and going to the cabin, but I'm going to work anyway. You're not having a vacation. They are not having a vacation because they're worried about you not having one. Give yourself the time. Do that separation. And here's the key. Here's the magic bullet about this process. If you say you're going to have a working vacation, if you didn't do that and you had a regular separation from your workload and you come back, your work will be better. Your productivity will be better. Your mindset will be better. Your results will be better than if you did it during your vacation. If you took it with you to your vacation, you're not going to be as productive work-wise, and you will have a sucky vacation or separation. I hope this makes sense. It's not complicated. And all these videos that are on YouTube, look at me, I built my cabin out in this 200-acre land spot out here in the middle of Colorado, and I'm living off the grid. No, you're not. You're making money on YouTube. You're not living off the grid. You are full of you-know-what. Thank you to all my seekers. I love all you guys. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. I need 10,000 subscribers. That's my goal. I want 10,000 subscribers. Subscribe. Tell a friend. Also, I have another channel called Lukewarm and the Biscuits. Lukewarm and the Biscuits. He is my comedy character, as some of you know. I'm a stand-up comic. I'm also a writer. I'm also a musician. I have other channels that cover that. I don't mix them together. This is my motivational channel. This is my common point channel. So, if you go, I'm going to put it in the show notes below. If you go to Lukewarm and the Biscuits, you can see the antics and craziness of Lukewarm, my altered personality as Lukewarm. He's hilarious. He's a lot of fun. Enjoy Luke. He's just fun. Learn from my videos. Watch my videos on the Common Point channel. That's it. I'm going to go edit, put this video out. Love you guys. Love my seekers. What am I doing? I'm leaving. Have a drink. See you guys. Bye now. Remember, separation, not dropping out. Dropping out doesn't work. Separation. Completely. And you will have a better life. Bye, guys.